Okay, so finding your niche can be really, really stressful. I have been through it. In fact, I am into it already. It is stressful. We overthink. We don't quite know how to approach it. And so, in this particular video, I want to cover a bit about niching down, one mistake to avoid, and just how to approach the whole process. Um, my name, by the way, is Pranav. If you're watching me for the first time, my name is Pranav. I'm a marketer, podcaster, blogger, and yeah, everything in between as well. This video is mainly for freelancers who are trying to specialize, but it is also applies in a lot of ways to even agencies for that matter, or even bigger organizations. But I think it's the most relevant for freelancers who are trying to specialize, who are trying to find a niche. So I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes, hopefully. So let me get started right away. So I am someone who is trying to specialize as well. I have also been a part of a workshop by Philip Morgan, who I believe is one of the top 5 experts in specialization for freelancers or for people who provide services. And so I've been fortunate to work with him, and what I'm going to share with you is probably something that most of which I learned from Philip Morgan. If you want to check out more about Philip, you can just go to philipmorganconsulting.com. Okay, so let me just start with what are the different types of specializing, or what are the different types of positioning yourself or establishing a niche. There are a lot of nuances here. To keep it simple, I'm going to only talk about two ways in which you can find your niche, or in which you can specialize. I'm going to use specialize and finding your niche interchangeably, so bear with me. One way of specializing is horizontal specialization. The other way of specializing is vertical specialization. What is horizontal specialization? Horizontal specialization is when you decide to specialize based on a particular skill, where you don't really restrict the market, you don't really restrict the audience, but you are more restricted, or you are calling yourself based on a subject matter expertise. For example, I'm an email marketer, or I'm the best CRM consultant, or I'm the best SEO guy, or I'm a social media strategist. In some ways, people can also, uh, you can also modify this horizontal positioning based on an outcome. So for example, I help businesses get more traffic. you know I help you get more leads, and so on. So that is horizontal specialization, where you focus more around the skill that you want to offer to your clients. The other way is vertical positioning or vertical specialization, where you pick an audience. Okay, so an example would be, I'm a marketer for SaaS industries, or I'm a marketer for e-commerce, or I'm a marketer for manufacturing industry, and so on. Or I help Shopify store owners with their marketing. That's vertical positioning. Now, if you compare horizontal and vertical, which is the best one? Well, I don't think there is a really black and white answer. But from what I know, the combination of two is probably the best one. you know but if you just compare horizontal versus vertical, vertical has, in my opinion, has a slight edge over horizontal. Why? For two reasons. One, if I say, for example, that I want to only cater to e-commerce brands, let's say only fashion e-commerce brands in India, now I know who my audience is. Now I know I can database them, and I know how to reach out to them, right? So reaching out to them, it has become much easier. And secondly, now I can also I can also target them. So let's say if I want to do Facebook ads for them, or whatever, if I want to run an event for them, I can target them. The other reason is that the word of mouth spreads faster in this, because obviously they are a community, right? It's a vertical that we're targeting. So of course, one someone working in a fashion e-commerce organization will talk to someone else in the same space. And so in a tight group, the word of mouth spreads. So it's a better for me as a freelancer or as a consultant to choose that particular niche, and just service clients in that particular niche. So in my opinion, I think vertical has an edge over horizontal. The best however, the best version of this could be you combine horizontal and vertical. So for example, rather than saying I help fashion e-commerce, fashion brands with their marketing, you could say I help fashion e-commerce brands increase their traffic. Or you could say I help SaaS brands get more leads. or you could say I help manufacturing industries, or I help um, uh, financial analysts or dentists with setting up their WordPress website, right? So you're combining horizontal WordPress website with a market which is dentist. So now you have like a very, very tight positioning, and you also know the problem that you're solving for your clients. All right. uh, I wanted to cover one point before all of this. I forgot, so let me just talk about, should you specialize or not in the first case. There's a lot of talk about this generalist versus specialist. My recommendation is always you should specialize, and you can always deviate. You can always change your positioning. But the reason you should specialize is because, like I said, targeting becomes easier and all of that. Plus, your skills are honed in one direction, and you can charge more, and you just have a better peace of mind. So you just go deep into one problem rather than trying to solve every problem for every industry. They say that specialists actually can charge more, and so it just makes much more sense to build on your existing expertise than to keep on changing from one thing to other. Okay, so just a couple of things to cover now that we have already spoken about the type of the ways in which we should specialize. I just want to share my screen for 1 second and show you a diagram which nicely talks about um what an ideal market position for you looks like. All right, so this is my screen. If you look at this particular image, what does it say? It says that positioning for professional services. Again, this has been taken from Philip Morgan, so the whole credit goes to him. Stuff that clients need. Basically, your clients or your ideal clients are going to need a lot of stuff. Some of them would need to build a website, some of them would need SEO, some of them would need social media management, some of them would need copywriting, etc. Stuff that you can do. So for example, I cannot do any SEO, I cannot do any performance marketing, but copywriting is something that I can do. But it also has to match this circle, which says that stuff clients will pay top dollar for. Because if I'm a social media strategist, but if my client is not going to pay me a lot of money for that, then probably it's not the best use of my time. And hence I need to figure out the intersection between these three things: stuff clients need, stuff you can do, and stuff clients will pay top dollar for. So we can't go too deep into how to specialize, but I hope this particular diagram helps makes things clearer. Okay, now I just want to talk about one last thing before we move on. Specializing or finding your niche can be stressful. It can easily become an overthinking rut. There's a lot of fear involved because there is FOMO. You feel you'll get bored. You feel that how will you pay the next month bills if you decide to only focus on, let's say, investment banking. You just need some kind of an assurance before moving on. So there are different ways to test the market. What I do want to say is that one of the reasons why you could be overthinking about specializing is that which happened to me. So it's more of a personal experience. Like I said, in a specialized case, you need to know the target that you're serving, the market that you're serving, and also the problem that you're solving, or the skills that you are offering. Sometimes we don't know, freelancers don't know the answers to both of these things, which means I don't even know what market do I want to serve, but I also don't know the skills that I want to offer. So for example, I have personally done email marketing, I've done social media marketing, I have done a bit of landing page copy, I have done a bit of positioning exercises for my clients. So what do I exactly offer? What problems do I exactly solve for my clients? I don't know that. And then I also, if I don't know the market also that I want to serve, then it's difficult or it's almost impossible for you to figure out your positioning tomorrow. Okay, so don't stress yourself. Don't make this mistake. Don't go through that overthinking rut simply because you don't know the answers to both of these questions. See, if you had the answer to one question, then things are different. So for example, if I realize, okay, I am a copywriter, I give the best results for my clients only through copywriting. Yes, I've done a bit of social media marketing or a bit of SEO, but I'm not the best guy for that. Haven't really solved a lot of problems. Plus, I don't really enjoy doing it that much. So I am going to stick to copywriting. Now I will have to figure out, okay, do I want to do copywriting for coaches and experts? Do I want to do copywriting for e-commerce? Do I want to do copywriting for IT services companies? I can play around with that. But for that, first I need to know that I'm a copywriter. So if you don't even know that, If you don't even know what your core skills are, if it's social media, SEO, copywriting, then I would say don't bother about a niche. First explore that horizontal positioning. First explore the exact niche or the exact skill that you are the best at. And then, okay, now that you know that you are a copywriter, now start hunting for different industries. This is the mistake that I have made in the past, where I try to combine both at the same time. It's not going to happen, because there is just too much to figure out. So one thing at a time, figure out this horizontal skill. And then when you are very sure that, okay, this is what you want to do, then you move to vertical. So I hope this helps, and let me know if you have any questions. Please feel free to comment or send me a personal message. I'm happy to help you in this regard. All right, so thank and happy specializing. Bye bye.